Welcome back, everybody. Happy Monday. Here's Darla. I've been letting my dogs come downstairs as they please, and it's something new for me, and I like it. So she's going to be hanging out with us today. Who knows if she'll stay there or she'll walk around. And we have my big boy Piston under the table. He'll probably just stay there the whole time. But let's see who's here. Greetings, lovely friends. Jacqui. Good morning, Patty. Good morning, Jacqui. Hello, Bonnie. Hello, Lori from southern Wisconsin. Good morning, Helen. Good morning, Anne. Fiona. Hi, darling friends. I'm finally home and back on my central time zone so I can make Jacqui sessions again. Welcome, Fiona. Christine, happy Monday. Lisa Ann, good morning from southeast Wisconsin. Welcome, Lisa Ann. Hi, Linda. Hello, Ginger. Dardar. That's my Dardar. My cream of Dardar sauce. Good morning, TC. I love it. Hello, Rose. If you guys are new to me, my name is Jacqui Mancuso, and I'm joining you from Northern Illinois. Today we're going to talk some astrology, and then we're going to pull some oracle cards and see how we can use the astrological transits to guide our life. How were your weekends? Did you guys have magical weekends? Did you have some tension weekends? Did you have a little bit of both? My brain is still waking up this morning. Both, says Bonnie. Some magic and then some tension. Little tension yesterday, but chill Saturday. Cool. This is fun. It's like the same as my weekend. Lori had both. Interesting. Bonnie, lots of fun and some snark sent my way. Interesting. There's Piston. You know what? He might start to get jealous because I'm talking to the computer and not him. But we'll see. Rose had a great weekend, a festival here in the UK, great music and friends. Lovely. Jacqui said both a good weekend overall. Yeah, Piston's gonna leave right now. Sorry guys, give me 1 second. Come here, Papa. Piston. Welcome back. He gets really jealous, and I think it's because I started talking, and he wanted me to talk to him and not the computer. Let's see, Sharon had a magical weekend, sharing time with family. Helen went dancing 2 days. Christine, weird swelling in my knee, better today. That's interesting you mentioned that. My knees were acting up this weekend also. Knees are about moving forward. Gloria, hello, amazing souls. Sending you all so much love through the session. I had a truly amazing weekend here in Nairobi. Headed to the forest for some stream and tranquility. That sounds great. Suzanne, good morning. Just back from a long road trip. It was great. Also good to be back. Hello, S. Awesome, Helen. Rosemary's healing so well after her operation. That's lovely. Hello, Elena. I'll share a little bit about my weekend after it's built into what we're talking about today. So yesterday, both, the sun is squaring Jupiter. So what that means is that these planets are making a 90-degree angle in the sky, and this is causing some tension. So the sun is at 14 degrees of Leo, and Jupiter is bringing the tension from 14 degrees of Taurus. The sun right now is hot. It's very active because the sun is moving through its own sign of Leo. So each of us are innately shining very brightly, especially through our heart, through acts of love, as Leo is the ruler of the heart. And the archetype of Leo is the generous king. So if you felt yourself for the last 2.5 weeks feeling more generous, more loving, leading with the heart, you might attribute that to the sun being in Leo. So the sun also represents our ego. It's what we lead with to keep ourselves safe. Sun at 14 of Leo. And then Jupiter right now is at 14 degrees of Taurus, challenging that sun in Leo. So Jupiter represents expansion, abundance, luck, growth, opportunity in Taurus. And Taurus represents a whole bunch of stuff. So Taurus represents our resources. So things like money, assets, physical items. Taurus can represent your skills. So the skills that you make your craft, your handiwork, what you use to create your income, the skills that you use to create your resources. And Taurus also holds what we value. So that could be tangible things that we value and non-tangible things that hold value in our lives. So whenever there is any kind of aspect in the sky, the further planet has the stronger influence because it has the larger orbit, so it just plays a bigger role on our Earth, on us. So in this case, it's Jupiter. Jupiter has a bigger orbit than the sun. So there is tension between how we shine, Sun in Leo, how we serve, how we love, tension between that and some sort of blessing. I also got the word upgrade around a skill or resource, something valuable. So let me know if that rings true with your weekend at all. Mine, so my Saturday was awesome, and then Sunday was something different. And I was trying to feel into how does my personal story fit into this? What even happened? Because I'm still kind of coming down from yesterday, I guess. But so what I did, knowing that Jupiter is the farther planet in this scenario, and that Jupiter has the farther, stronger orbit, I looked for the middle of Taurus in my chart. I looked for 14 degrees of Taurus. And in my case, it fell in the 3rd house. So I was trying to sit with how did this expand my mental, expand my thought patterns, my beliefs, how I process, my logic. So Jacqui says that's spot on. Okay, cool. So yesterday, actually, I'll just go back a little bit. So Saturday was a very magical day. My girlfriend and I went to a fairy festival. And it's me, but not me. But it was a lot of fun. And pretty much what it was just a spiritual, metaphysical festival. They had a vendor village, but it was all fairy themed, and it was lighthearted and joyous. And when we got there, the vendor village actually looked like a little village. The tents were really close, and they had a winding path going through them, and it was really cool. And we had our fairy wings, and everyone else had fairy wings, and people had elf ears, and just the coin belts, and it was magical. It was super magical. Yeah, and then yesterday, I was home alone, so this normally doesn't happen on the weekends. The weekends are always for my family and my friends, and I just, I detach from work and I do family. But my husband went to his parents' house because he's building them a deck. So that was set up for whatever. Like, that's cool. I'll just be alone. I'll do my thing, you know, like have the house to myself with no work. And I did like my normal journaling, and I was having all these like insights and being blasted with messages from the Fairy Fest from the day before. And then I took my dogs outside, and there is this baby bunny that has been hanging out in our backyard for a few weeks. And it was like making friends with our chickens, and it was the cutest thing. And like, we'd always let the dogs out, and this bunny would just like scurry away. So long story short, one of my dogs got the bunny yesterday, and I didn't think it would die, but it did. It was just like one bite, and then the poor thing died. But I like had it in a towel, and I was holding it, and I like helped it transition, and it didn't hit me as hard as I thought it would. But then I had this like, and this was at like 11 in the morning. So I had this plan about what I was going to do with the rest of my day. And then this happened, and I like put it away. Like, we're still going to bury it, but I put it somewhere where it was safe to rest. And then I came inside, and I was like, well, that kind of stinks. And I just pulled up social media, and I sat on my phone for a little bit, and I'm like, this is dumb. Maybe a bath will make me feel better. So then I took a bath, and then I scrolled social media, and then I cried. And then the rest of the day was so depressive, and it was so interesting. I like wallowed a little bit yesterday. And it started from the bunny, and a lot of other things came up from the bunny. But then like, as the day went on, and like the longer I was home alone, I felt a lot of like shadows coming up from childhood, and I felt a lot of beliefs about abandonment that I hadn't felt in a very long time. And it was very interesting because of how cerebral I can be. When the whole bunny thing happened, I also forgot to mention, I came down here, I pulled out my animal speak book, and I was reading up on rabbits, and I was reading up on 2 other animals that were in my awareness for this whole weekend, and all 3 of the animals mentioned the fairy realm, and I was just like, that's weird, because I was just at this fairy fest. But anyway, so like that whole situation happened, and then it turned out fine, obviously, right? Because everything's always fine. But Suzanne, yeah, exactly. I just needed to let go of some things. And that I let myself cry. I let all these emotions come out. I went through this process. Like, I allowed myself to feel all these feelings, and I knew that it wasn't directly connected to the rabbit, but I knew that the universe set that up on a day where I had the whole day to myself so that I could process in seclusion almost. Yeah, it was a really down day. But, so I'm talking about this because we have this Sun in Leo square Jupiter in Taurus. So Jupiter has the larger pull. Jupiter wants us to expand our skills, expand something that we value. For me, Jupiter right now is in my 3rd house of thoughts and processing, like mental processing, logic. So I felt like all of that stuff happened yesterday as the square became exact to help me use my thoughts in a new way, like to help me process mentally through something a little bit different. So yeah, just curious. What else happened in your weekends? And like, where is 14 degrees of Taurus in your chart? So where is Jupiter right now? You're going to look at the Taurus glyph. It looks like the bull head. It's the circle with the horns on top, with the rounded horns. So what does Jupiter want to expand right now? What area of your life is Jupiter maybe causing, I also wrote down the notes. It was almost as if I had to surrender to my ego, the sun. The sun represents your ego. I had to surrender to like, nope, this is the plan I had for today. I'm going to do X, Y, Z. Like this, I'm just going with it. In order to uncover the value of my mind. Violet and Patty in the 12th house. So Jupiter is expanding an ability for something to be let go. Maybe a secret to be uncovered, an illusion, a veil to be lifted from an illusion. Yvonne, we're looking for 14 degrees of Taurus. 4th house, Sophia, Jupiter might be expanding something in your personal, like, inner world, in your private life, or in your home. Your sense of safety, security. Where does 14 degrees of Taurus fall in your charts? We're not looking at your natal Jupiter right now. We're looking at where Jupiter is in relation to your natal chart, where the current Jupiter is. And Rosemary, did you buy or take anything from the Fairy Festival? As someone mentioned, something retaking or anything that belongs to fairies can cause problems or something. So I did buy 2 crystals, and I cleansed them as soon as I got home. How do you check that, Jackie? So in your natal chart, just by pulling up, go to Google, free astrology chart. That's step 1. Put in the time of your birth, date, location, and then you're going to get this big circle. It's a zodiac circle. And you're going to look for wherever Taurus falls in your chart, the bullhead. And today's a pretty easy one to look at because it's at 14 degrees. It's going to be smack dab in the middle of the house where Taurus is. So like the pie piece, this is 30 degrees. You're gonna look right in the middle and then follow to the inner circle and see what number that's in. Third house, Christine. So yeah, same like me. It's all the mental processing. Christy, 10th house, Jupiter is expanding something as far as your responsibilities, your boundaries, how you limit yourself. TP, 10th house, same as Christy. S, 8th house, Jupiter can be expanding a transformation. Maybe something taboo. Sex, death, rebirth. Helen, the most recent ex was a rabbit, astrologically. So interesting about your rabbit experience, Jackie. Yeah, it was a whole thing. Christine, 11th. So 11th house has to do with your social groups, larger community groups, and also your plans for the future, your hopes and dreams and aspirations. Same, Mari. Sharon, 14 degrees of Taurus in the 1st house, sense of self. What may have caused some tension that's forcing you into having an expanded sense of self? It's beautiful, Renee. So today we're going to use 2 decks. We're going to ask the first one, work your light. We're going to ask which resources, skills, and values are being brought to light right now. Which resources, skills, and values are being brought to light? I love work your light. Me too. We haven't used it in a pretty long time. So if this is your first time with me, just know I do group readings. I'm going to allow 3 cards to fall out of this deck for the highest and greatest good of all. So please feel free to send your energy into this deck, connecting with your highest guides and asking which skills, values, and resources are being brought to light by this tension aspect between Jupiter and the Sun. So the whole reading is always for all of us, but if anything in your physical environment happens to change when I show you the backs of the cards, that could be your guides letting you know that this one message has a stronger message for you. This one card might have something for you that is more intense, or, you know. But the whole reading is for everyone. So if nothing happens, if you don't feel anything, don't worry about it. Your intuition is not broken. But I'm going to show you the backs of the cards. So you're going to see the same image 3 times. Okay, you're seeing the back of the deck. And if something happens in your physical body, like a ringing in your ears, or if something twitches, or if there's an itch, or if, you know, anything, if you smell something, if you, whatever. Or if anything changes in your physical environment. So like if a bird sounds outside, or if your house creaks, or if your animal does something because of one card, that's the universe communicating with you, saying like, hey, maybe that has a stronger message for you. So, which resources, skills, and values are being brought to light? Here is the back of card number 1. Back of card number 2. And the back of card number 3. Let us know in the chat which card, or maybe more than one card, is resonating with you, and I'll show them one more time just in case. Here's the back of card number 1. The back of card number 2. And the back of card number 3. Let's see who's working with 1. Helen 2. Bonnie 1, Jolene 3. Bonnie, I don't get the message this way often, but there it is. Anne 1 and 3. Rosemary 3. S 3. Christine 3. TP 3. Patty 3. Helen, wow, just saw I'm working with 4th house stuff. Jackie 2. Christy 3 had a sparkle. Suzanne, strongest reaction to 2, then 3. Jess 2 and strong 3. Lisa and 3, Christine 1 and 3, Violet 1, Joe 3, Syria 3, Karen 3, S felt 3 in my right arm, Lori 2 and 3, Megan beautiful, all of them feel strong. Yvonne, all 3 stand out strong in different ways for me today, lovely. Do the degrees in astro charts start the same? What do you mean, Jackie? April 1, stay the same. So in your natal chart is pretty much just like a snapshot of what the sky looked like at the moment of your birth. So your natal chart stays the same. It's your blueprint for this incarnation. The planets will then like transit around your natal chart. So the current planets are always moving and shifting. And you can take that and lay it over your natal chart to see where the current planets are transiting through your natal chart. And then there's a whole bunch of there's like progress charts, there's solar arc charts, there's solar return charts, there's a whole thing. So I hope that answers your question. Jana 2 and 3, Renee 1, beautiful. So what resources, skills, and values are being brought to light with the Sun squaring Jupiter? Card number 1 mirror. Who or what is triggering you? The filter of our own experience is how we experience life 90% of the time, through our own projections. When someone reminds us of an unhealed experience, we get triggered. Often it's an unconscious thing. People and situations can trigger our mirrors to reflect back to us what we believe to be true about life, the universe, and ourselves. Mirrors pointing to our shadow and our light. Mirrors revealing the parts of us that are yet to be accepted, witnessed, or loved. This card is guiding you to look closely at what experiences or people are currently triggering you and what they could be mirroring back to you. When have you felt like this before? Could they be opportunities to heal something in you? Or are they shining a light on something that longs to be witnessed in you? This goes for the good and the bad. The good, those who we admire and put on a pedestal. If we do not realize that we are attracted to them because we are like them, we will need to cut them down in order to rise to their level. The bad, those we despise, are envious of, and put down. If we do not realize that they trigger something in us, then it is still yet to be healed, and we will remain hurt and wounded ourselves. Who or what is triggering you? What is it in you that they are triggering? What part of you longs to be witnessed? The yin-yang mirror, Bonnie. This makes sense, especially with the tension between Jupiter and the Sun. The Sun is illuminating people in your life, situations in your life that trigger things within you, right? It's never the other person that really does anything wrong. It's just what is triggered within you that causes the emotional reaction to the person. So that's just interesting. And maybe reflecting back to this weekend, if you did have a tumultuous weekend, you know? I'm trying to sit with this for my own situation. Yeah, and I was trying to like piece this through yesterday cognitively, like what was triggered, what in my, like when, I felt bad that I couldn't save the bunny, you know, like I tried, my dog had his like shock collar on and we never shock him. We usually just use the beep to like warn him, like, no, you're getting too close. I was like shocking the shit out of him and he still went for the bunny. And so there was part of me like, what do I need to heal? Like, what was I not able to save in the past that's making this so difficult? Helen, hard to see the real truth and reality as the ego dies. That's a good point. Peace says, I love this. Joe, the mirror is so relevant now. Fiorella, the whole, they made me feel this way sits within. Yeah, no one made you feel any type of way. They acted in their free will, just as you have free will, and their actions triggered something within you. And again, good or bad, right? I try not to use those words good or bad, so wanted emotions and unwanted emotions. If someone, like people can trigger your positive emotions. Like people can trigger wanted emotions also. And I like that card talks about recognizing not to put people up on pedestals either. Like if you think that someone is so great and they have it all together, like you are them. You can only see in others what you hold inside of yourself. It goes both ways. You can only see the light in people that you hold inside yourself, and you can only see the dark in people that you hold inside yourself. So I encourage you anytime, and oh my gosh, I love checking myself, and I think it might be a little bit too much at times. But whenever I have a complaint about specifically my husband, right? Because I'm in a one-on-one romantic relationship, but whenever I have a complaint about someone else, I check myself and I ask, like, okay, how am I doing that? Like, how am I holding that responsibility in this relationship? Like, let me think about something that I want to share here with you guys about, like, an argument with me and my husband. I feel like he doesn't have time for me. That's it. I feel like he prioritizes everything else and doesn't make time for me. And I can sit in that victim mode and say, he's the bad guy, he doesn't make time for me, he's too busy. But then when I take a step back and I look at what I'm doing, like, I'm not making time for him. You know, I'm overworking myself, and then I'm draining myself, and then I'm not making time for him. So why is it his responsibility to always make time for me? It goes both ways. We are all one. We are all the same. Our whole incarnation is a mirror. The whole thing is a mirror. Anything that you see in anybody, anything, is teaching you about yourself. Okay. What was our group question and prompt again? So, Megan, it was which resources, skills, and values are being brought to light? And usually it'll make more sense once I read the 3 cards. And then it always clicks, and I always recap and all that stuff. Jacqui recommends the 4 agreements. Don't take anything personally and don't make assumptions. Helen, actually, there are times when others do wrong, like stealing, and yes, our reactions are important to understand. Is stealing bad, or is it something that an unhealed person is doing the best they can with the skills and mentality that they have at the time? Not saying that it's good. Renee, I went back to the place where I had the first date with my ex. We just broke up last week. So I had a bunch of mini triggers in the form of flashback memories and needed to process and reframe them towards being on the right path now of more alignment and a deeper understanding of what works for me and how I hadn't set firm enough boundaries. That's awesome, Renee. Yeah. Joe, the mirror does reveal one's darkness. Why does it reveal darkness and not light? Are you looking for the light? It reveals both. It reveals both. Actually, look at that little yin yang back there. The white is a mirror. There's no darkness in that mirror. Just saying. Helen, how would you feel if someone stole your dogs? I would feel like shit. I would feel terrible. And there's one of my... I hate this about myself. Like, I'm so compassionate sometimes that I can see what the other person is doing, but that doesn't negate the hurt. It does feel crappy when someone steals from you. And it can seem like it's directed at you, but honestly, anything that anyone ever does is just their own triggers and shadows being used on you. Hello, creative. Suzanne, I have the same thing with my spouse sometimes, and yes, it is so true. I am projecting my own stuff, too. All right, let's move on to card number 2. What resources, skills, and values are being brought to light through this square between Jupiter and the Sun? Card number 2 is Mintaken. I don't know if I'm saying that right. I'm just going to be honest. And Helen, you mentioned 4th house stuff, and this card was for you, and it's about longing for home, belonging, the original lightworkers. Mintakens are a soul group who originated on a planet in the constellation Orion. Sirius is in Orion, right, guys? I don't know if you guys have gone down the rabbit hole of Lion Gate stuff, which is what we're going to do with the next deck, like the wrap-up card, but the Lion's Gate has to do with the Sirius star, and Sirius is in Orion, and that's happening tomorrow, and here's this. Sorry, guys. Mintakens are a soul group who originated on a planet in the constellation Orion. They were the first star beings to travel to Earth and believed to be the original lightworkers. The Mintakans' home planet is thought to have been a water world with water so pure that you could see through it for miles. For this reason, the Mintakans feel most at peace and at home when in or around crystal clear water. They are here to teach us the potential in everything and the light in all beings. Many Mintakans have an odd longing for home and struggle with feeling like they don't belong. It is thought that this is due to their home planet no longer being in existence. If you pulled this card, it could mean that you are a Mintakan or are longing for a sense of belonging, and root chakra healing is necessary for you to feel secure and safe. Perhaps you feel this longing to find home without knowing where that is. Perhaps you've been moving around a lot and yearn for a place on Earth to call your own. If so, you are being called to connect with Mother Earth and create it for yourself now. To choose where you feel most at home and create it, rather than waiting for the feeling of belonging to come. Yep, creating your own sense of home. What skill, resource, or value is being brought to light? The skill of creating safety and security within your own life, no matter what. That is what Jupiter is bringing to light and expanding for you right now. The ability to create belonging, to create safety inside. I'm seeing a lot of heart, right? Leo sun right now, heart. Leo is connected to the heart. This is the center of our chakra system. I believe that life led through the heart is the key to everything. At least that's where I'm going right now. But if you have security in your own heart, if you have self-love, then you're able to bring your home of safety and security literally anywhere you go. And you'll probably feel more at home wherever you go, no matter where you land. Gloria spot on. Helen, this is me. Gloria literally headed to the forest to chill with my feet in a running stream. I love that. Yeah, and I love doing this so much. So, when I was picking the decks for today, I was gazing at them as I do, and for the second, we're gonna pull a card about the Lion's Gate, the second deck, okay? Cat's out of the bag. I like surprises, but whatever, it's ruined today, because this card was already talking about Orion, right? And let me know, is Sirius in the constellation of Orion? Because that's what I'm assuming, but I forgot the specifics. But anyway, and I was like, why do I want to pull from a water deck? This is a Lion's Gate portal. This is all about fire. Why do I want to pull from the water deck? And then here, because this card's talking about water. Everything always works out. Everything always comes together. Welcome, Molly. Molly's new to us. Nice to have you. Welcome to the tribe. We do a lot of cool stuff here. Oh, Alexis, this is me too. Heading to Spain for a month tonight. Wow. Jacqui, my card. Also my 24th anniversary today. Happy anniversary, Jacqui. I love it. Always having a place in your own heart. Right? That's right. Christine, yeah, the first card had water too. Love it, love it. Jess, yes, very much what I'm working through right now. Same. Oh wow, card 2 resonated the most, and I'm thinking about revisiting home as I haven't been back in ages. Also experiencing aches around my root chakra. The root chakra affirmation is I am. Period. I am, no matter what, I am. Rosemary loves being in and around water. Same. Suzanne, oh my gosh, just got back from a 28-hour car journey. Just came back from a cabin on a pristine lake in northern Ontario. Thoughts of where is my real home? I love it. Molly, hopefully the energy in this room will help you feel a little bit better. Maybe the messages will speak to you. Love it. I live where there is the cleanest river in North America. No accidents. Yeah, cleanse yourself, Helen. Dr. Monica, ready? Here's the first mirror card, and I'll hold that up for a second. Heart chakra affirmation, I love. Period. Thanks, Wade. Piston is upstairs, though. He was getting a little jealous. This is Darla, and her head is behind the chair. Dr. Monica, here's the second card. Alexis, I feel at home in foreign places. Need to find where I'm supposed to be. Water comforts me. If you guys missed the beginning of the session, I always put my replays on my YouTube channel. So you can just search my name on YouTube. I'm pretty easy to find. And you can also... Where is this card? Sorry, you can also look at my blockages. Something's not wanting me to talk right now. There we go. My link tree is in my Insight Timer bio, so if you want to learn more about me. Jackie, you always know your poo. How did you learn all this stuff? Where's the best place for me to start my journey of learning? I can't tell you what your best place is to learn all this stuff. I can tell you to follow what feels good for you, to follow what inspires you. If you're drawn to a certain book or website or person or blog or whatever, just start there and you'll pick up, just trust that you'll pick up what you need in the time that you need. Like I said earlier, I'm a very cerebral person, and I study. Okay, all this talk of cleansing and Mintankas is making me think of when Prince tells Apollonia to cleanse and link Minnetonka in the movie Purple Rain. I love it. I'm packing for a big trip to celebrate our anniversary. It's a river cruise, the first time we've ever taken a trip on water. I love it. Card number 3, about how to utilize, or what resources, skills, and values are being brought to light right now. Card number 3 is Awakening. And this is energetic upgrades, a new way of being, and integration. You are going through a period of awakening. Things are changing within you and at many levels. You are starting to remember ancient truths and discovering more and more about who you are and why you incarnated. You may find that you are experiencing past life flashbacks, seeing the invisible thread that is woven through all of life, or even feeling Kundalini Shakti rise through your body from the base of your spine. The most important thing for this time is not to overthink it and to stay grounded. Share your experiences with soul-like people while you consciously integrate them. Journal and pay attention to your dreams. You are remembering, and your soul gifts are emerging. During this time of transition and awakening, you may be called to devote yourself to being of service. There are ideas, truths, concepts, books, and creations waiting to be birthed into this world. Stay open to receiving them. Pulling this card may be a sign that you are here to birth one of these creations into the world. Or perhaps you are being called to make a shift in your life in order to be of service. Don't think too much about it. So, okay, what resources, skills, and values are being brought to life? A whole bunch of new skills might be coming online, and they might have a painful birth, is what I'm feeling from this card, 100%. Like, awakening, yes, at times can be a very blissful, joyful experience. Like, wow, I can do this now, and wow, look at the synchronicities, and wow, there's messages everywhere, and that's a great place to be, you know, and I'm there a lot of the time because I choose to be there a lot of the time. Awakening can also be a day like yesterday, where you cry all day and you remember things from your childhood and you work through them and you process through them, and then you awaken to new ways of processing and you awaken to new ways of being. I'm from Northern Illinois. So what skills, values, and resources are being brought to light? What is awakening within you? Helen C. Told you the cards today would be all about truth with a capital T. Sharon, the easiest way to locate Sirius in the night sky is by using the stars of Orion's belt as pointers. The 3 bright belt stars point downward to Sirius on the left. Sirius is about 8 times as far from the Orion's belt as the belt is wide. Thank you, Sharon. Fiorella, what I got from the reading, the resources are in me. I love it. Thanks for the flip side of awakening. Very helpful. Awesome. I'm glad that you like that. One of my clients sent me a video, and I don't remember the lady's name who did the video, but it was the stages of a spiritual awakening. And as I've been on this path, I've never really looked at the stages. Wow, it's already 50 minutes in. Anyway, never really looked at the stages of spiritual awakening, and it's not all fun and butterflies, and too much. I got too much going on in my face right now. Christine, Helen, you're so fortunate to be near the ocean. It's so healing. Thank you, Fiorella. So I did want to pull a card asking about the Lionsgate portal, which is tomorrow. And I don't necessarily know the whole details about the Lionsgate, so I'm going to tell you what I know, and I'm going to encourage you to look for other astrologers if you want to know more. So, in the past, what I've known about this Lionsgate portal is it's 8/8. It's during Leo season, Lionsgate, and the number 8 is about abundance. So tomorrow is August 8th, 8/8. Next year will be 8/8/8 because 2024 is an 8. So 8/8. And then I got not all confused, but the Sirius star is what has to do with this Lionsgate portal. The portals, some astrologers say that it's already open. It opened a little bit ago. Happy early birthday, Mari. And it stays open, and it's big on 8/8. I don't know. Whatever it means to you is what it means. There's no right or wrong way. There's so much saturation of opinion in the spiritual community. So literally, take what resonates and leave the rest. But it has to do with the sign, the Sirius star, and all that. But anyway, it's a gate of abundance. So by setting an intention tomorrow, you could set yourself up for a year of incoming things. And I don't know if you guys remember, I used to bring this crystal all the time. I used to talk about her all the time. I broke her once on Insight Timer. She used to have another shard, and it broke while I was tossing her around on Insight Timer. The old scenery, the old setting. But I bought her on the Lionsgate portal last year. So that was just interesting. So I had to have her nearby for today. So we are going to ask the Healing Waters Oracle how to best utilize tomorrow's Lionsgate portal. That's my novice explanation. I didn't feel called to like do a bunch of research to present to you guys. I know that there's a whole lot of other information out there about the Lionsgate, but if you would like to send your energy into this deck, I'm asking for a card for the highest and greatest good of everyone involved, advising how to best utilize the Lionsgate 8/8 portal. Leo rules the sun. Peace. Leo rules the sun. If you've been enjoying today's session, if you'd like to offer a donation, they are always very much appreciated, never expected. If you would like to follow me on Insight Timer, that's another way of showing support. Follow me on my YouTube channel. My link tree is in my Insight Timer bio to see what else I do. And that's it. Today's been great. Helen says, Molly McCord is a great person to listen to right now about the Lionsgate. So there's also a lot of Venus talk going on with the Lionsgate portal because Venus is currently retrograde in Leo. And Venus is what we attract. Like Venus represents what we attract. So Venus retrograde through Leo. Retrograde is reviewing Venus, what we attract. Leo, like through our heart, through leadership roles, a whole bunch of stuff. Too much for me to start diving into because I'm cognizant of the time. Thank you very much, Jackie and Jana and Christine and Fiorella. If I didn't say that earlier, very much appreciate your donations. So let's see what the Healing Waters Oracle would like us to know about how to best utilize the Lionsgate portal tomorrow. The message comes from the Isle of Avalon. Healing, look at all that water. I know it's a water deck, but still. Healing, returning to wholeness, transformation. Legend says that Avalon was the island where Britain's mythical King Arthur was taken after being fatally wounded in his final battle. First mentioned in Geoffrey of Monmouth's fictional History of the Kings of Britain, Avalon is said to have been ruled by the powerful enchantress Morgan Le Fay and her 8 sisters, thought by many to be high priestesses, who were widely renowned for their tremendous healing abilities. Some believe that the Isle of Avalon, which is also known as the Isle of Apples and the Isle of the Dead, is a mythical place of healing that exists beyond the veil. Others say that it exists in the physical. Avalon and its healing spring waters have been identified as Glastonbury in Somerset, southwest England, and even today, pilgrims travel to the town. It's believed that this sacred place of healing was once surrounded by water and could only be reached by boat. This is a card of great healing and an invitation to see that your healing is an opportunity for great transformation. That perhaps the parts of you that feel as if they're dying are actually being born anew. Maybe this healing journey is taking you somewhere truly glorious, somewhere sacred deep within. Yeah. How to best use the Lionsgate portal? Ask for healing, y'all. Ask for heart healing. I feel like that can solve so much. Heal your heart, heal your life. That's just me. But if there is a physical body of water that you would like to travel to right now, if Glastonbury is in your, if you're in the UK, maybe Rose, I don't know how far you are from that. But healing waters. crying. If you haven't had a good cry yet, maybe have a good cry. The bunny, yeah, 100%. I'm trying not to make this whole reading about me and my situation yesterday, but yeah, the death of that rabbit yesterday, like what is that birthing within me? I love it. Yeah, shower away anything that no longer serves you. Such a good idea. Maybe I'll visit a lake. Helen's been crying plenty. So maybe that Lion's Gate. 8 is abundance. The number 8 is abundance and infinity. I'm like dissecting this yin yang thing in my head right now. Christine's a big crier. I am too. But it's not bad. It's not bad. Oh, Fiorella, thank you, thank you. Sending healing and love and inbounding of any soul contracts that no longer serve you. I'm not going to accept that just for me. I'm going to accept that for everyone present. I love it. Hello, Diana. We're wrapping up. Baby bunny, gentle and fragile thing like our hearts and spirit. Yeah, I felt like it was like it's a whole thing. A death and rebirth, right? Like, just because that left doesn't mean that the spirit left. It meant that the physical body left. And the spirit can be reborn. And there is already, I think it might be the same mom, but there is a rabbit already in our front yard digging a new hole to have new babies. So that was already happening when baby bunny got killed yesterday. Thank you, Sharon. I watched your post about the yin yang a few minutes before this. That's on my TikTok, guys. If you would like to be hip and cool like me, you can hop on TikTok. Yeah, I have fun with that. Crying. Better out than in, Wade. Yep. But then, like, where's the balance? Are you over crying, you know? That's the whole yin-yang thing. Black, yin, receiving. Are you in balance, receiving, as you are masculine, white, outputting? Is it in balance? Megan, my husband likes to joke that I'm an emotional robot. I don't like to show emotions, and he's a board-certified music therapist, so emotions are his thing. That's funny. Sounds like you guys found each other for a reason. All right, I will be back on Wednesday. Actually, I wanted to recap these really quick. Sorry, I apologize, guys. My brain's all over the place today. I hope that this whole reading made sense. What skills, resources, and values are being brought to light? Value. That's where this is. The value of the mirror. Thank you for letting me be triggered by everything in my existence, because it shows me what I'm ready to heal inside myself. Oh, value. I value that I am triggered. Okay? The skill of being able to create your home no matter where you go because your heart is so healed. That's being brought to light. And the skills that you are learning as you're awakening. Energetic upgrades, a new way of being, integration. Ooh, integration's a good one because, like this card brought up, awakening is not always a fun journey. You can make it as fun as you want. I choose the positivity route, and that's me. That's how I work. I know that some people look at me like naive and too optimistic and whatever, and that's cool, but it works for me, so I'm going to keep doing it. It works for me right now, you know? But I still allow myself to have days like yesterday where I literally sat on the couch for 5 straight hours in my misery because I knew that it was serving a purpose, and I knew that it was awakening something in me. That's still, you know, I'm still letting go of some of these unwanted emotions, but I know that after that, it's all for a purpose. I wasn't just crying to cry. I knew that there was something being released. It was all an awakening process. And the Lion's Gate is here to help heal us. I advise asking for healing over asking for like physical, tangible things. Because through healing yourself, the physical, tangible stuff, either, because I'm still like forming my opinion on this, the physical, tangible might come more, or you probably just need less. If your inner world is healed, you probably just need less. So I advise to ask for healing with the Lion's Gate and whatever else you hear from different astrologers. I'll be back on Wednesday. What's going on Wednesday? Venus, Uranus, Mercury, and Neptune. Venus harshly squares Uranus as Mercury harmoniously trines Neptune. How might this affect you? That's Wednesday, same time as today, 8:15 Central. Thank you so much for being here. Thank you for all your donations. Thank you for your time and your communications and everything. It was really nice to be here today. Thank you for letting me share my story. Always. And thanks for sharing your stories. Love to all. Namaste. Namaste, Jackie. Thank you, April. Thank you, Wade. Blessings, Helen. Goodbye, Jess. I feel you cannot control what happens, Jackie. Don't feel like it's your fault. It's not by any means. The love you showed the bunny is your gift. Thank you, Rose. My tears are moisturizing my eyes and soul. I love that, Kaya. There was actually a part yesterday where I had like an eyelash in my eye and I made myself cry and I was like, this is just to get the eyelash out. Oh, I love it. Love and peace to all. Thanks, Bonnie.